Subscribe now. EU Debates.
Thank you all for your interest in the work of our committee. Just to underline once more, we are a delegation of the Special Inquiry Committee of the European Parliament into the abuse of Pegasus and equivalent spyware in the European Union. We are here this week in particular to investigate the situation in Poland, but as I said, our mandate covers the whole of the European Union. We were here with a delegation of 10 members of the European Parliament from 5 different political parties and 6 nationalities. Now, since we arrived in Warsaw, our program started about 48 hours ago. We had 10 full-fledged hearings. We spoke to more than 40 interlocutors, including members of the Senate Extraordinary Committee on Pegasus, members of the Sejm. We met with representatives of the Supreme Audit Office, of the Ombudsman. We met with victims, with judges, prosecutors, journalists, experts in all fields. So we had a very constructive and a very fruitful delegation visit here. In the list of interlocutors I mentioned, you will notice that we did not have any meetings with official representatives of the governments. We had sent invitations to Minister Kamiński, to Minister Ziobro. We had sent invitations to the Anti-Corruption Bureau and the Data Protection Authorities. All of them were declined. It is regretful, and we condemn the fact that the Polish authorities did not want to cooperate with our investigation committee. We think it also is a telling sign of the complete lack of importance this government attaches to checks and balances, to democratic scrutiny, and to dialogue with elected representatives. But as I underlined, even with the absence of meetings with the government, I think we had a very important and a very useful visit to Warsaw. And the exchanges we had, I think, shed new light on the illegal use of intrusive spyware in Poland against democratic actors. We see that the system of legal and institutional checks and balances has been dismantled to enable targeting individuals that are deemed opponents of the government. And as a result, crucial democratic standards and citizens' rights enshrined in Polish and European law are grossly violated. And this is yet another dimension of the crisis of rule of law in Poland. Because this is at its core about rule of law, and I would like to underline that, because the government, and it's not the only government in Europe, is hiding behind national security provisions, but there is no realistic scenario possible in my mind, and I think my colleagues share that, in which national security requires you to use highly invasive spyware such as Pegasus against opposition politicians, against prosecutors, against lawyers. So it is about rule of law. The rule of law is crucially important. We only have to look at Putin's Russia today to give us a stark signal, a warning signal about what happens if you truly abandon all rule of law, all checks and balances, and all democratic processes, because democracy ceases to exist. And this should be a stark warning to us all to continue our fight to protect the rule of law in Poland and beyond, and to encourage all those actors in civil society, in judges, in academics, here in Poland and in the rest of Europe, who are fighting the fight for rule of law every day, to encourage those and to help them in that fight. Thank you very much.